paws on you! No, don't, Terry. I'm sorry. It's very off-putting. I know you're trying to direct me.
Welcome to WatchMojoUK. And today we're looking at 10 times where the Monty Python cast could not keep a straight face.
Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos.
A Grail! Okay, thanks. Sorry, John.
Knights who say ni. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
We are now no longer the knights who say ni.
The Knights Who Say Ni are one of the most memorable bands of knights from the Holy Grail. They refuse King Arthur passage unless he brings them a shrubbery, all the while shouting the sacred words ni at the king. While no unintended laughs made it into the final film, there are plenty of outtakes for this scene, revealing how much the Pythons struggled to keep it together to capture it.
Sir Robin!
You said the word!
Sir Robin!
My liege, it's good to see you. You did it again!
Their leader, played by Sir Michael Palin, gave a hilarious deadpan delivery for the character. It was so funny it proved too much for the cast to handle, and in one shot, Palin's beard even falls off.
In your knickers.
The Bridge of Death. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
What is your favorite color?
Blue.
Right, off you go.
Oh, thank you.
Another one of the many iconic moments in Holy Grail is when their path takes them to the Bridge of Death, and they're required to answer 3 questions to pass. Failing that, they will be hurled off the bridge, falling to their death.
What is your quest?
To seek the Holy Grail.
What is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
What do you mean? An African or European swallow?
Huh? I don't know that.
They managed to get professional takes for the final product, but the outtakes show it was quite difficult to do so. Lancelot, played by John Cleese, is asked 3 comically simple questions, the last one asking his favourite colour. He's supposed to say red, but in one outtake, Cleese completely forgets the line and says, "It depends, really."
What is your favorite color?
Well, depends, really.
Ypres 1914. Monty Python's Flying Circus. Our first Flying Circus entry is of the sketch Ypres 1914, where the Pythons are acting as English soldiers in the First World War.
How many are there of us? Well, sir, there's you, me, Jenkins, Padre, Kipper. There's 5, sir.
And only rations for...
4, sir.
Precisely. I'm afraid one of us will have to take the other way out.
There were 5 soldiers, but only enough rations for 4, causing them to enter a debate about who will be left behind. First, they draw straws to decide, but after drawing the short straw 3 times in a row, Graham Chapman is displeased.
Best of 3?
He claims that lets him choose how they determine who will stay behind, and eventually suggests they settle it with fisties.
I think fisties would be best. Okay, so hands behind backs. After 3, okay? 1, 2, 3.
The silliness of the line causes Cleese, playing an armless character, to visibly have a hard time stifling his laughter. French castle scene. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Is there someone else up there we could talk to?
No, now go away or I shall taunt you a second time.
The French Taunter scene in Holy Grail features John Cleese hurling over-the-top insults over the walls of a castle, while claiming they've already got their own Holy Grail. It's a staple of Monty Python, with lines like "Your mother was a hamster and your father smelt of elderberries" being immortalised in pop culture. This was another notoriously troublesome scene to acquire, since it was just so funny, it kept breaking the cast.
No chance, English bedwetting types. Oh no, sure thing, no chance at all. What is the next line?
One outtake shows Cleese losing it and bursting into laughter halfway through the line. On the ground, Chapman, as King Arthur, found it almost impossible to hear the lines without laughing.
I fart in your general direction. Your mother was a hamster and your father smelled of elderberries.
Where are we? Monty Python Live mostly.
Would you excuse me a moment, sir?
Not right at the moment, cunt.
Moving on to the live show next, we have one sketch where Terry Gilliam walks on stage dressed as a police officer, then immediately vomits into his hat. Cleese then insists he takes a box of chocolates, forcing him to put his hat on. This causes everyone on stage to have a hard time keeping cool, with Gilliam constantly snickering. Cleese insists he must pull himself together or else he'll be a Constable ex-Parrot.
You'll be a Constable ex-Parrot. Where are we? Can you...
All three then lose it completely, prompting Cleese to ask, "Where are we?" He was so caught up in the joke.
Don't talk to the audience. Why not? It's contrary to Section 28 of the Sketch Comedy Act.
French lecture on sheep aircraft. Monty Python's Flying Circus. Now it's time to return to the Flying Circus, specifically the French lecture on sheep aircraft sketch.
Maintenant, quand le U lève le bas, comme ça, nous avons dans la tête le cabine. Ici.
It involves two Frenchmen, Cleese and Palin, describing le mouton anglo-français, a sheep aircraft. This was a famously tough scene to film, with Palin cracking up in multiple bloopers, and even in the actual take.
Maintenant, je vous présente mon collègue le pouf célèbre, Jean-Brian Jadabadi.
This usually happened around the time when Cleese took off his fake moustache and then stuck it onto Palin's face.
Mon camarade le pouf célèbre, Jean-Brian Jadabadi. Jean-Brian Jadabadi. Jean-Brian Jadabadi.
Originally, the prop was faulty and hilariously wouldn't attach to Palin's face. The sketch is a masterclass in absurdity, and it's no wonder the cast struggled so much to keep it together. Holy Hand Grenade Scene. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. The Holy Hand Grenade scene, which also features Cleese as the character of Tim the Enchanter, was another tricky sketch to film.
Freezer! 3!
Cleese struggled to keep his cool while playing Tim, and in one outtake he irritatedly asked someone off camera to keep quiet.
John, don't do that while I'm trying to do the performance. Sorry, just keep still, could you?
The cast struggled to take on the Rabbit of Kirbanog, breaking into laughter in the outtakes. The most funny outtake is when Eric Idle is bringing out the Holy Hand Grenade of Antioch and hilariously falls down the hill, causing the whole crew to lose it. This scene is a classic, and it would be surprising if they didn't break while making it. Cracking up. Monty Python Live, mostly.
Oh, yes, the Norwegian Blue. What's wrong with it?
I'll tell you what's wrong with it. It's dead, that's what's wrong with it.
The Dead Parrot sketch is beloved by all Python fans, and in Monty Python Live, mostly, they relived the iconic bit once again.
I wish to register a complaint.
For those unaware, it features Cleese as an irate customer attempting to return a clearly dead parrot to a pet shop. Palin is the shopkeeper, and he repeatedly insists the bird is merely resting. When performing it live, the pair massively played up the sketch's absurdity, and it became so funny that neither of them could keep a straight face. Cleese even forgets where he was at one point, and asks Palin for the line. This live rendition is a brilliant example of how timeless their humour can be.
Where were we?
You say, now that's what I call a dead parrot.
Now that's what I call a dead parrot.
Long pause. Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
Did you dress her up like this?
No!
No!
Yes, a bit.
In their monumental movie Holy Grail, the witch-burning scene is a standout moment of hilarious absurdity. A mob accuses a woman of being a witch, and Sir Bedivere, played by Terry Jones, uses scientific reasoning to determine her guilt. At one point, he asks, "Why do witches burn?" And John Cleese, playing a medieval peasant, was supposed to reply, "Because they're made of wood."
Why do witches burn? Because they're made of wood.
In the final take, Cleese improvised an unusually long pause before he gave his line, which was so hilarious you can see Eric Idle struggling to stifle a laugh, so much so that he resorts to nibbling his sickle.
A duck!
Exactly.
Giggling Guards, Monty Python's Life of Brian.
I think it's a joke, sir. Like Sillius Sonus or Biggest Digger, sir.
In Life of Brian, the Biggest Dicker scene is legendary, not only for its outrageous humour, but for the cast's hilarious struggle to maintain a straight face. Pontius Pilate, played by Michael Palin, is discussing his friend Biggest Dickus. Pilate also has this ridiculous speech impediment that makes these joke names sound even more comical.
Biggest. Dickus.
He doesn't believe anyone could find the names Biggest Dickus or Incontinentia Buttocks funny, even though his guards can't keep a straight face. It was incredibly challenging to film, as they had to always keep the extra just on the cusp of laughter. As such, they had to improvise constantly, but the result was well worth the effort, and it's one of the most memorable moments in Python history.
He has a wife, you know. You know what she's called? She's called Incontinentia. Incontinentia buttocks.
Were there any other moments we missed? Feel free to tell us in the comments.
That with it thou mayst blow thine enemies to tiny bits.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchMojoUK and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.